Welcome back to We Play Games. I'm Walker, and here we are resuming our Mandate of Heaven campaign. So we've been ripping into Great Qing. We haven't been able to trigger the Heavenly Kingdom event here in Great Qing, so we have been having to fight the Qing head on. We are well past the point of no return in regards to our infamy now, so we are conquering exclusively radicals, but because we're playing a relatively conservative racial segregation and state religion, we are getting extra radicals and loyalists, sort of as if we had guaranteed liberties, though of course we're not going to have guaranteed liberties here. We're going to have secret police, because this is the Mandate of Heaven. We are Easternizing Japan, we're not Westernizing Japan, and as a matter of fact, we are currently fighting a war against this triple alliance of France, Italy, and Austria. Those jerks have showed up and decided to, in all of our destiny, and so we are going to take the fight to them. We're going to hope that our siege artillery and our massive advantage at sea is enough to just get us over the edge, because I think we can. I think if we can capitulate Italy, then probably France, then probably Austria, that'll be great for us. So yeah, this little triple alliance, we're just shredding their war support. Right now we are fighting primarily in Italy against the Austrians, but our troops are just so much better than theirs that it doesn't matter that we are outnumbered like 3 or 4 to 1. Of course, while we were doing this, we are delaying our next attack on Qing, but our next attack on Qing is going to be a big one. We're going to take Chongqing. All right, so now we're beginning our naval invasions into France. I'm hoping that at least one of our naval invasions is going to break through here, because we really do want to capitulate them. The war is draining our funds at a time and distracting us at a time when we really should be fighting in China. It may be necessary for us at some point to just declare a white peace here, because we really don't need to humiliate France. Yes, indeed, it looks like our invasion into Loire and Brittany are going to be repulsed. But it looks like hopefully we should be able to smash through Normandy before France can reinforce. Oh man, all right, so we fought France enough that a proletariat revolt has broken out inside of France. So this is kind of really all we're looking for. I don't really care if we end up with a white peace with France or not. It doesn't matter. We're not here to fight France. We're here to conquer China. All right, so if we attack China, they might get the support of Germany, but that's it. All right, good enough for me. We're already down to 16.7% peasants again. All right, well, you know what? If China backs down from this, by the way, we are going to try to set ourselves up to just keep pushing. Germany sided with Great Qing. All right, well, maybe that'll convince Great Qing not to back down. They're uncertain right now. All right, so now we get to see is German support going to be enough to convince Great Qing not to back down? Because I really hope that we can get this war. If we can get this war, then we will certainly be in a position where we can puppet them in the next one. Because this is going to blow their economy apart. We're going to tear most of their pops and GDP off in this war. Yes, war with Great Qing has indeed broken out. Awesome. Just as we have begun our serious invasion and war here in China, it looks like a tiny little nation out here in Indonesia is trying to rise up against us, but we can defeat them. Oh, the Germans actually have dreadnoughts now, so that's good to know. The AI is now not only developing their own sources of ironclads, but they're even using them. And so we are fighting against a Europe with some technological advancements, but unfortunately for China, it's not going to be enough. And there it is, capitulation on Great Qing. So this is some pretty hideous border gore here, but that's actually that's a feature, not a bug, because what we want to do is we want to blow Qing apart, right? We want them to be as unbelievably unstable as possible. The next time that we come back, we want them to be an unrecognized regional power, which we should be able to accomplish. Oh, the reason apparently that they are having such issues with their prestige as Great Britain is that they have declared bankruptcy, and so that's going to crush their prestige, but it's also going to crush their military strength. We really want to get them done. So it would appear that our enemies in our last war, France and Italy, have both fallen into revolution over here. So we have a new intelligentsia and trade union associated monarch here, although it is a bigoted industrialist who's taken control. All right, whatever. Okay, so now Austria has decided to step in this war where we're trying to occupy the Dutch East, or we're trying to conquer the Dutch East Indies. That's fine. don't care if Austria's been swayed by an obligation, because our main war strategy is basically just going to be to capitulate the Dutch East Indies as quickly as possible. And if we can do that, then that's all we need. All right, so it looks like indeed the Austrian support for the Dutch East Indies is going to convince the Dutch East Indies to fight against us. We'll see if they have the strength necessary to do so. I really doubt it. The war with the Dutch East Indies has indeed broken out. The Austrians are really throwing troops into the meat grinder now. All right, it looks like Great Britain has indeed fallen down to a major power rather than a great power. So the moment that this war in Indonesia is done, we're gonna go ahead and puppet Great Britain, because that's gonna fix all of our problems out here, right? We have all these Europeans all over East Asia, and that needs to stop now. If we can successfully puppet the British, then the only thing that the Europeans have left out here is this Portuguese territory, and that I am not afraid of being able to take back from Portugal in a war. Long Chile is here. Excellent. Austria decided that the cost of war was getting too high and that they could no longer support the Dutch East Indies. I agree. They probably should not have intervened to begin with. They were sticking their neck out and trying to do the right thing, right? Oh my god, the UK is just collapsing over here. They're having industrial strikes. Oh, excellent. All right, so now China has, Great Qing has indeed fallen down to an unrecognized regional power, which means the next war that we fight against them, we can puppet, and then the war after that, we can annex. All right, so we've successfully taken the Dutch East Indies. It's time to puppet Great Britain. I think with Great Britain under our control, we're gonna clean up all these borders out here, because there's all this ugly, like, is it Japan or is it the UK? I don't know, you don't know. There it is. Great Britain has backed down on our Diplo play. All right, cool. Well, now that Great Britain has backed down in our Diplo play, our borders are much better. And of course, this is the time that the Germans and the Austrians try to fight each other out here on separate sides of a revolution in Norway. Looks like the war in Europe is definitely heating up now. It looks like Germany is now at war with not only Austria, but is also at war with Russia, because they've attempted to violate the sovereignty of Russia, and Russia, instead of joining in on the German side, joined in on the Norwegian side. So now we have Germany fighting against Austria and Russia for nothing, because the revolution that they were supporting has failed. Oh, we missed it, but I said at some point we were going to have a GDP in Beijing that's higher than all of Qing, and we have accomplished that. It looks like Germany has finally signed a peace with Russia and Austria. Oh, and Russia has dropped. Ooh, Russia has dropped to a major power. Well, I guess the Sikh Empire technically is part of the dominion that we're claiming right here, right? So if we want to get Sikh Empire as a puppet, then one way to do that, of course, is to puppet Russia. So if we're doing that, we might as well do that, right? We might as well puppet Russia. If we're gonna puppet Qing, might as well puppet Russia. Infamy really is just a number, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna puppet Russia. Well, Russia backed down. Great Qing jumped in to join on the Russian side, and then Russia backed down. Oh my god. So it's gotten so bad in the UK now that we have puppeted them and they've lost their subjects. They are down to a minor power. They are down to a minor power over here, everybody. But if we're cleaning up borders, we might as well clean up the Portuguese puppet problem. We are up to 45,000 prestige here. The higher that we can drive our prestige, of course, the easier it's going to be for us to push people out of being great powers. That'd be fun if we could make ourselves the only independent great power in the world. That'd be cool. And I think we might be able to do that. That's again, it's one of those things where, like, I kind of don't want to say we're going to do it because it's going to be time consuming, but I think we certainly have the resources to. Yep, Portugal backs down. That makes sense. Yeah, you know what? Why not? If we're already in the Iberian Peninsula, we might as well really go for the Iberian Peninsula, right? Oh my god, the US is down to a major power? If in order to defend Asia, we must puppet all of the West, then we might. Well, it looks like we are, in fact, going to get our war with Spain and in the United States here. So we have chosen both of them as puppets because both of them have fallen to majors. And so if we can get Spain and the United States under our control, our market's gonna look pretty big. It's gonna look like we're gonna do pretty well here as Japan. We successfully landed in Dixie, and now we're just kind of pushing through the United States. They are trying to pull troops down, but it's gonna be way too late. Man, we are just completely tearing the Spanish-U.S. alliance apart here. So where are we? Currently looks pretty unlikely that we are going to be able to Austria and Germany down below great power status. That would be pretty difficult. But it's not impossible that we'll be able to get France down to below great power status. That's very possible, in fact. There we go. We got the American puppet. Now it's just a matter of time before Spain collapses. There it is. We're pushing through the Spanish front. Looks like it's going to be mostly unopposed, actually. All right, looks like we are going to completely run over Spain here, and then we'll have a U.S. puppet and a Spanish puppet and a Russian puppet and a British puppet. So we might as well add the Chinese puppet to the mix. So we'll pick up China, and then I think we'll probably pause the episode here. I think we'll do one more episode, which will be us annexing Great Qing. But I think it's pretty clear that we're going to get here. Yep, there it is. We've puppeted and humiliated and gotten war reparations from Spain. So, yeah, let's go ahead and puppet Great Qing. If China is actually going to successfully draw the Ottoman Empire into this, then we might pin this episode here. But we're getting really close, actually, just pushing all of the great powers, except for these three, into basically being puppets of ours. France is amazingly fragile. We're pretty close to being able to puppet France. Should be another way to clean up this border down here, right? You know, if we want to make sure that there are no independent Europeans in India, then one way that we can accomplish that is by puppeting France. Oh my god, they are going to do it. They are going to try to combine forces to stop Japan, where the West has fallen. The Ottoman Empire is going to hope to succeed. So we will save that pretty easy mop-up war for the next episode. But we're getting pretty darn close here to successfully pushing all of either pushing all of the Europeans out of East Asia, or just taking all of the Europeans for our own. So we will hopefully seize the mandate of heaven and complete out this campaign in the next episode, because all we need to do is puppet Great Qing, which we're currently doing in this war, and then annex it in the next one. And then I feel like we will have accomplished our goal here as Japan, playing as a theocratic oligarchy. Unfortunately, Emperor Komei died and was not succeeded by Emperor Meiji, who it seems is in a theocracy, just gonna like watch from the sidelines perpetually, but that's okay. I mean, this is a pretty cool thing to be watching, I think. Like, they're just whatever. Radicals are very much whatever, right? That's the whole goal here. All right, that's Walker. Take care.